Did you know that the key to transforming your life's most difficult challenges into powerful opportunities was discovered over 2,000 years ago? Imagine facing the storms of life, loss, failure, uncertainty, criticism, with a calm, so steady, so grounded that nothing could shake your inner peace. Sounds like a superpower, right? But it's not fiction, it's real. And it's not hidden in some faraway place or reserved for a few lucky people. This ancient superpower is a timeless philosophy known as Stoicism, developed in the heart of bustling ancient Greece and refined in the disciplined corridors of Rome. It was practiced by emperors, slaves, soldiers, and scholars alike. And today, it might be exactly what you've been searching for. Because the truth is, while we can't control everything that happens to us, the job losses, the breakups, the rude stranger, the unexpected illness, we can absolutely control how we choose to respond. That is where our true power lies. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or living without joy. It's about understanding our emotions, mastering our reactions, and choosing a life of purpose, clarity, and peace, even in chaos. It's about taking ownership, not of the world, but of ourselves. In today's world, where uncertainty seems to be the only certainty, Stoicism offers a compass, a steady anchor, a way to navigate the noise, the stress, the pressure. It teaches us that happiness doesn't come from external success or circumstances aligning perfectly, but from within, from how we think, how we act, and what we choose to value. It's a philosophy of action, not just thought. It calls us not to sit and contemplate endlessly, but to get up and live courageously, wisely, and intentionally. Think about it. How often do we let trivial things ruin our day? We get stuck in traffic and feel rage bubbling up. We read a negative comment online and carry its sting for hours. We let someone else's bad mood dictate ours. But here's a radical, life-changing shift. What if you didn't have to? What if, instead of reacting impulsively, you paused, reflected, and responded with calm clarity? That's Stoicism in action. It invites us to divide the world into two categories: things within our control and things beyond it, and to pour all our energy, focus, and care only into the former. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of Stoicism's greatest thinkers, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So, the next time you're late for a meeting because of traffic, instead of letting your anger consume you, realize that the traffic isn't within your control, but your attitude is. When someone criticizes you unfairly, you can't stop their words, but you can choose your response. That is freedom. That is empowerment. Epictetus, a former slave turned Stoic teacher, taught that we are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them. In other words, events themselves don't have meaning. They're neutral. It's our interpretation, our mindset, that gives them power over us. And this perspective is liberating. It means that peace of mind is not something the world grants us when everything goes right. It's something we generate from within, regardless of external chaos. Stoicism doesn't ask us to be cold or emotionless. It encourages emotional maturity. It teaches us to understand anger, fear, envy, grief, and to handle them wisely so they don't control us. To live with reason and virtue, even when emotions run high. At its heart, Stoicism is about resilience, about enduring hardship with dignity and grace, about finding joy in simplicity and meaning in adversity. It's about living in accordance with nature, which means understanding the impermanence of life, embracing change, and flowing with reality instead of fighting it. The Stoics remind us that everything is fleeting: our possessions, our reputation, even our lives. And rather than this being depressing, it's actually clarifying. It reminds us to cherish each moment, to live fully, to love deeply, and to act with intention. Memento mori. Remember you must die is not a morbid thought, but a call to live more consciously. Every moment wasted in anger or regret is a moment we never get back. Stoicism helps us cut through the noise of modern life: constant comparisons, social media anxiety, consumerism, and reconnect with what truly matters: character, integrity, inner peace, and meaningful action. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, stuck, reactive, or just craving more purpose, Stoicism is a toolkit. It's not abstract philosophy meant for dusty bookshelves. It's practical, usable, every single day. It's for the parent juggling responsibilities, the student facing uncertainty, the entrepreneur navigating risk, the artist confronting fear, the everyday person trying to live well in a messy world. It offers clarity in confusion and courage in fear. So, how do you start practicing Stoicism? Begin with awareness. Pause throughout your day and ask, is this in my control? If it is, act with intention. If it isn't, let it go. Train your mind to respond, not react. Reflect daily, even if just for 5 minutes. Keep a journal, like Marcus Aurelius did. Write about what challenged you, what you learned, how you grew. Practice gratitude, not for perfect days, but for the chance to show up and face the imperfect ones with strength. When something angers you, ask, what would a wise person do here? When you fail, instead of shame, choose growth. When life throws chaos your way, return to your breath, your reason, your center. Remember, Stoicism doesn't make life easier. It makes you stronger. It gives you the tools to rise above circumstances, to live with virtue in the face of adversity, to lead with wisdom and compassion. It's a daily practice, a mindset, a discipline, a way of being. And over time, it transforms not just how you think, but how you live. So if you're still with me, thank you. You've already taken the first step on a journey that has changed countless lives for the better, from ancient Rome to the present day. If you're ready to discover a powerful, practical, and timeless guide to life, stay with me. There's so much more ahead. And if you found this meaningful, don't forget to subscribe, share it with someone who needs this, and hit that like button. Every moment of this journey matters, and every lesson from Stoicism brings us closer to becoming the calm, resilient, wise version of ourselves that we're capable of being. This incredible philosophy, rooted in ancient Greece and Rome, offers us one of the most powerful tools for personal transformation, the practice of focusing on what's within our control. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Pause and reflect on that. Whether it's traffic, bad weather, or a harsh comment online, these external events are beyond our control, no matter how much we wish they weren't. But what remains fully within our grasp is how we choose to respond. And this ancient insight is not only timeless wisdom, it's echoed in modern psychology too. Carl Jung, a pioneer in the field, famously said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become," aligning perfectly with Stoic thought. At its core, Stoicism teaches that our real power lies not in controlling the world, but in governing our own reactions, thoughts, and behaviors. Let's break this down practically. Say you're stuck in traffic, running late for a crucial meeting. You can sit there fuming, honking, and stewing in frustration, none of which will make the cars ahead of you move any faster, or you can accept the situation, breathe deeply, and use that time to listen to a podcast, catch up on an audiobook, or enjoy some music. The traffic doesn't change, but your reaction does, and with that shift, your stress level drops and your mindset becomes lighter. This Stoic principle, focusing on what we can control, extends far beyond traffic or weather. It applies to our relationships, personal goals, career setbacks, and everyday irritations. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic giant, reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So the next time you find yourself overwhelmed by something outside your control, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. Redirect your focus to what you can influence, your attitude, your decisions, your next step. This mindset shift isn't always easy, but it's profoundly effective. And it doesn't end there. Stoicism goes further, teaching us the transformative art of embracing obstacles as opportunities. While most of us are conditioned to view setbacks as threats to our progress or happiness, Stoics flip the script. They encourage us to see every obstacle as a hidden opportunity for growth. Marcus Aurelius, writing in his journal as both emperor and philosopher, said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the challenge is not in the way, it is the way. This concept changes everything. Suddenly, hardship isn't something to resist or run from, but something to lean into, to learn from, and to grow through. Carl Jung echoed this when he said, "What you resist persists." The more we fight against challenges, the more power we give them. But when we accept them, when we allow ourselves to be shaped, not shattered by them, we unlock the potential to become wiser, stronger, and more resilient. Take job rejections, for example. It's easy to fall into self-doubt when applications go unanswered. But viewed through a Stoic lens, each rejection becomes feedback, a signal that perhaps a skill needs improvement or a strategy needs adjusting. What once felt like failure now becomes a stepping stone. The same goes for personal conflicts. While unpleasant, they offer rich ground for practicing patience, empathy, and better communication. Every difficult interaction is a chance to understand others more deeply and to refine how we show up in relationships. This Stoic mindset transforms us from passive victims of circumstance into active participants in our own growth. It invites us to ask in every tough moment, "What can this teach me?" and to use the answer as a tool for becoming more grounded, intentional, and unshakable. It's not about pretending life is easy. It's about realizing that even when life is hard, we are capable. So as we face life's inevitable challenges, let's not shrink from them. Let's engage with them as opportunities to rise, to learn, and to become who we were always meant to be. Life doesn't become easy when we adopt Stoicism, but it becomes deeply meaningful because we begin to approach every experience with a mindset tuned for growth and learning. As Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And this lies at the heart of Stoicism. It's about looking beyond the immediate discomfort of any obstacle and uncovering the valuable lessons it offers. So the next time you're faced with a challenge, whether big or small, pause for a moment and reframe the situation. Ask yourself what you can learn from it and how it can make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Obstacles aren't just blockages, they're bridges to growth. And by adopting this Stoic mindset, we gain the tools to navigate life's highs and lows with grace and inner strength. This idea ties directly into another foundational Stoic principle: living in the eyes, present moment. We hear phrases like "live in the now" all the time, but what does that really mean? To the Stoics, and to modern thinkers alike, it means fully embracing where you are right now, not letting your mind dwell on the regrets of the past or anxieties about the future, but instead realizing that all of life's beauty, challenges, and potential exist only in this very moment. Marcus Aurelius urged us to concentrate the mind on the present moment, not to dream of the future or dwell in the past, because it is in the present that we find clarity, peace, and the opportunity to truly live. Yet it's often hard to stay grounded in the now, with our minds racing through to-do lists, replaying past conversations, or anticipating what's next. But as Carl Jung said, "The least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it," reminding us that even the smallest moments carry profound meaning when we're truly present. Aristotle, too, believed that living in the now was key to achieving eudaimonia, a life of flourishing, and that virtue and happiness stem from mindful engagement with each moment. We can cultivate presence through mindfulness, savoring each bite of food, feeling the earth beneath our feet as we walk, truly listening when someone speaks, and letting go of judgment. As Seneca put it, true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence on the future. It's not about ignoring what's ahead or forgetting what's behind. It's about finding balance and clarity in the now, where life actually happens. And at the foundation of all these ideas lies another Stoic pillar: self-discipline. Though the term may evoke thoughts of rigid schedules or joyless routines, true self-discipline is empowering. It's the daily practice of aligning our actions with our values, choosing what's right over what's easy, and consistently making decisions that serve our long-term well-being. Whether it's sticking to a fitness plan, saving money instead of impulse spending, or resisting distractions to focus on meaningful work, self-discipline is what bridges our present effort with our future success. Marcus Aurelius captured this when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Seneca emphasized mastering desires instead of being mastered by them, and Aristotle taught that excellence is formed by habit, repeated choices that reflect our virtues. Even Carl Jung noted that living fully requires integrating all aspects of ourselves, which demands self-discipline and thoughtful choice. So how do we build it? We start small, set clear goals, focus on one habit at a time, and celebrate consistency over perfection. Epictetus reminds us, no great thing is created suddenly, and with every intentional choice, we build the inner strength to shape a life we love. In the end, Stoicism isn't just about thinking, it's about living, facing adversity with courage, staying grounded in the present, and walking the path of discipline toward purpose and peace. And when life throws its inevitable curveballs, we won't just survive, we'll grow. Being human means feeling a wide range of emotions, but here's the kicker. It's not just about what we feel, it's about how we handle those feelings, and that's where the real power lies, in emotional resilience. This inner strength acts like a superpower, allowing us to navigate life's storms with grace, turning pain into wisdom and struggle into strength. Instead of being swept away by overwhelming emotions, emotional resilience invites us to acknowledge what we feel, understand it, and respond in a way that aligns with our values. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, emphasized this when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Seneca taught that adversity tests and reveals our character, and through self-awareness and balance, a concept Aristotle called the golden mean, we grow stronger and wiser. Emotional resilience isn't about suppression, nor is it about indulgence. It's about understanding and managing emotions with intention and patience. Psychologist Carl Jung also believed that embracing all parts of our psyche is essential to becoming whole, and that includes the emotions we often avoid. So when emotions rise, anger, sadness, frustration, the first step is to feel without judgment, then pause, reflect, and respond with clarity. As Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Building emotional resilience is an ongoing journey that involves mindfulness, reflection, journaling, talking to trusted friends, and practicing compassion for ourselves. It's not about never feeling low, it's about learning to ride the waves with dignity and emerge more self-aware. This awareness of life's emotional highs and lows leads naturally into one of Stoicism's most profound ideas, memento mori. Remember, you will die. Rather than evoking fear, the Stoics used this reminder to ignite a deeper appreciation for every moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think," urging us to live deliberately and with integrity. Seneca spoke of the shortness of life as a call to spend our time wisely, to avoid trivial distractions, and to focus on creating meaning. Epictetus reminded us to use our fleeting time well by staying grounded in the present. Memento mori isn't a gloomy meditation. It's a motivator, a gentle nudge that says, don't postpone joy, purpose, or connection. It invites us to pursue passions, reconnect with loved ones, and treasure the ordinary moments. By embracing impermanence, we amplify our gratitude and live more mindfully. And that brings us to another life-changing Stoic practice, gratitude. It's so simple, yet incredibly powerful, shifting focus from what's lacking to what's already present. The Stoics knew that true happiness comes not from gaining more, but from appreciating what we have. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the gifts of the present, health, breath, relationships, the beauty of nature, and encouraged a mindset of daily thankfulness. Gratitude, like resilience and presence, is a practice. On hard days, it can be the anchor that steadies us, the light that cuts through the fog. It reminds us that even when life feels heavy, there is still so much to honor and appreciate. So whether we're working through emotional turmoil, remembering life's impermanence, or simply choosing to see the good in the mundane, these Stoic principles give us timeless tools to live more fully, love more deeply, and act more meaningfully. In embracing emotional resilience, memento mori, and gratitude, we don't just exist, we truly live. Focusing on the present and finding joy in life's simple pleasures is at the heart of gratitude, as Marcus Aurelius beautifully expressed. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. This pure recognition of life's value anchors us in appreciation for what we already have. Seneca warned that unchecked desires can lead us astray, always craving more while missing the abundance within reach, and Epictetus reminded us to value our current circumstances, however imperfect, because fulfillment comes not from having everything, but from appreciating the moment. Practicing gratitude, especially during hardship, starts with a daily habit, reflecting on simple things like a kind word, a warm meal, or a beautiful sunset, which gradually reshapes our outlook, rewiring our minds toward positivity. Gratitude isn't just about joy. It's about finding meaning in struggle, asking not why me, but what can I learn from this? A shift that reveals the deeper lessons behind our challenges. It also strengthens relationships. A sincere thank you can uplift someone's day and deepen connection. Aristotle saw gratitude as essential to eudaimonia, true flourishing, and even modern psychology confirms its power. Those who practice gratitude regularly experience lower anxiety, better sleep, and greater happiness. Carl Jung aptly noted that happiness gains meaning only when balanced with sadness. Through gratitude, we embrace the full spectrum of life and find a deeper, more enduring joy. This same mindset supports personal excellence, another cornerstone of Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius urged us to waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Personal excellence is about embodying our values, not chasing perfection, but striving every day to live with purpose, virtue, and self-awareness. Seneca emphasized learning and growth through reason and reflection, while Epictetus insisted that excellence lies in mastering our inner world, our choices, reactions, and character. In practice, this means setting our own standards, not living by others' expectations, and embracing setbacks as opportunities to grow. Aristotle reminded us that excellence isn't accidental. It's the result of intention, effort, and wise action. A growth mindset, celebrated in modern psychology, helps us see challenges not as threats, but as invitations to improve, making excellence a way of life, not a finish line. Gratitude feeds into this journey by grounding us in what we have, allowing us to move forward with a sense of abundance rather than lack. And in a world flooded by social media validation, the Stoics offer a liberating truth. Our worth is not determined by external applause, but by our inner integrity. Marcus Aurelius observed how people often value others' opinions more than their own, even though we love ourselves most, an ironic trap. Seneca advised living true to oneself, while Epictetus reminded us that what others think is beyond our control, and therefore irrelevant to our peace. Breaking free from this mindset means recognizing that we are the authors of our own lives. We define our worth not by followers or praise, but by who we are and how we live. Through reflection, we can ask, are we living authentically or merely conforming? Embracing vulnerability, acknowledging our imperfections and being real, invites deeper, more meaningful connections. As Aristotle taught through the Golden Mean, balance is key. We can listen to feedback without letting it shape our self-worth. In the end, incorporating Stoic principles helps us cultivate a resilient sense of self that doesn't waver with public opinion. By grounding ourselves in gratitude, striving for excellence, and living authentically, we build lives rich with meaning, guided not by fear of judgment, but by commitment to inner truth. Let us live proudly and purposefully, not for approval, but for the quiet confidence that we are living in alignment with who we truly are. Let's not just navigate life, but thrive in it with the confidence that comes from living authentically, aligned with our values and true to ourselves. Accepting change isn't just necessary, it's vital for growth and happiness. The only constant in life is change, and learning to embrace life's inevitable shifts can turn fear into adventure. The Stoics saw change as a natural rhythm of the universe. Marcus Aurelius reminded us to accept what comes, for it fits our destiny, while Seneca warned against becoming too attached to present circumstances, as everything eventually transforms. Epictetus taught that while we can't control events, we can always control our response, and that is where true strength lies. Embracing change begins with acknowledging its inevitability, practicing mindfulness to stay present, and seeking lessons within every shift. Aristotle saw adaptability as a virtue, and modern psychology confirms that seeing change as an opportunity improves our mental resilience. As we flow with life, we open ourselves to new experiences and personal evolution. Along this path, compassion and empathy are essential. Despite our differences, we all share this journey, and by listening deeply, extending kindness, and offering support without judgment, we create a more connected and caring world. The Stoics valued our shared humanity. Marcus Aurelius spoke of unity, Seneca championed generosity, and Epictetus encouraged us to understand before judging. Acts of kindness, however small, and the willingness to see others' perspectives help strengthen our bonds and enrich our own well-being. Aristotle emphasized empathy in true friendship, and modern science agrees. It makes us happier, healthier, and more fulfilled. To cultivate this virtue, we must reflect regularly. Marcus Aurelius practiced deep self-inquiry and meditations. Seneca likened life to a performance we must review, and Epictetus urged daily reflection not for self-criticism, but for self-awareness. A few quiet minutes each evening to review your actions, thoughts, and lessons can center you. Write them down to track your growth, and approach this practice with kindness, as you would a friend. It's wisdom, purpose, and clarity, helping us shape life with intention. Aristotle believed an examined life was the path to virtue, and psychology today echoes that insight. Reflecting regularly improves emotional health and decision-making. So let's embrace the Stoic habit of reflection, not as a chore, but as a guide toward our best selves. Each of these Stoic principles, gratitude, excellence, resilience, authenticity, acceptance, compassion, and reflection, are more than ancient wisdom. They're powerful tools for navigating modern life. It's not the obstacles that define us, but the strength we summon to face them, the lessons we learn, and the kindness we extend. Each act, each thought, each moment is a brushstroke in the masterpiece of our lives. So let's not just exist, let's live fully, intentionally, and with grace. As we wrap up, remember, this isn't the end of the journey. On the screen, you'll find a playlist filled with stories, strategies, and insights to keep the momentum going. Click it, dive deeper, and continue sculpting the most authentic version of yourself. Together, let's keep growing, reflecting, and embracing the beautiful